On this video, I'm going to show you my process on creating thumbnails and concepts for original creatures and monsters. Let's get to it. Hi everybody, welcome to Grimmleighs. If this is your first time with us, I should introduce myself. My name is Leigh, and for the last 12 years, I've been creating original creatures and monsters that we call Grimmleighs, and that turned into a coloring book project, which was published on Amazon in 2016, and did fairly well, despite one person claiming that it was drawn by a third grader. Must have been a pretty cool third grader. We've decided to start a new platform for Grimmleighs. We'll be doing videos on YouTube where we'll focus on new creatures, creations, mythology, stories, storytelling, and of course we have our Patreon project too. If you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. That'll help us grow and get more stories and unique creations out to the masses. Now today, I'm going to be showing the process that I utilize for creating thumbnails and concepts for monsters and other creatures that might come along. And I had the perfect opportunity. My friend Jackson commissioned me to draw a druid for him, but it was a druid, as he put it, right up my alley. We'll show you right here through the digital devilry of time-lapse video. Now, normally when I get started with a thumbnail sketch, I am going to take a full sheet of paper, basically it's digital paper, of course, in this case, and I'm going to bisect it or cut it out into quadrants so that I can come up with multiple sketches. But pretty early on in this sketch, I realized I already liked what I was working with, so I didn't feel the need to keep going with that quadrant. So we've got our kind of wooded druid. As Jackson put it, he wanted to see something that was kind of akin to Groot or a treant or something that was like that, but covered in mushrooms and a wild creature. Now, as I was drawing, I realized that whether Jackson was aware of this or not, his druid was already going to have an owl familiar. I hope you don't mind, Jackson, but the owl really looks cool and it kind of ties the whole thing together. So I'm roughing in all of the different details, and at this point I'm realizing that I like where I'm at, and it's time to start kind of erasing some of the scribbles and squiggles that I've already put in there. You can see I'm starting to layer in some of the mushrooms, and at this point I've blocked in the character, so it's time to start figuring out where else I'm going to go with it. He's got his cool like vine beard and got all of his mushrooms in for his mushroom hair, and now I just want to block in the background. The background here isn't where we're going to end up in the final product though, because what I'm trying to do is establish some tone or some weight or some heft. I'm not sure if I want this druid to be in the middle of some woods or if I just kind of want him hanging out doing his own thing. And so I'm just kind of trying to get the colors in, trying to get some contrast in, trying to see where my final weight of the drawing is going to be. Now, I've already made kind of a fundamental mistake here though, because I know at the end the character is actually going to be larger on the image, so working so much with the background details was kind of actually a little extra work that I didn't need to do. At this point I'm highlighting. I've put in an overlay of a brown over the green to again try to get some of those contrasts, get that color key established for where I'm going to go with the final illustration. Getting our shading in now, and again, none of this may end up actually in the final drawing, but it's giving me an idea. It's allowing me to do some of the footwork in advance so I don't have to worry about it so much in the future. It's preparation. It's allowing me to save some of this effort on the final drawing, and that's great because if you can work out the mistakes before you actually commit to what you're working on in the future, you've saved yourself a lot of trouble. And in the long run, that's what you really want to be able to do, is work those mistakes out before you finish the drawing up. Now I'm putting in some blues, kind of blocking things out because I realize that it's all really dour and heavy at this point. So we need to get some lighter colors in there and kind of lighten things up just a tiny bit. But ultimately, again, realizing very early on with this drawing, I'm happy with the druid. So the next step for me is going to be to actually go out and get some photographic reference. There's a park nearby that has some really, really neat trees that are growing alongside a riverbed, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do, is go get some of this photographic reference that I can work from, and then I'll be happy. We'll get some final highlights registered in here, and The best part is, after I got to about this point, I was able to get a hold of Jackson and say, hey, what do you think of this? How does this go for you? Is this, close enough to what you had pitched in the first place? He was happy with it. I'm happy with it. And the best part is, when I sit down to draw the final picture, the hard work has already been done. So that's it in a nutshell. Basically, I sit down and sketch and plan and move and smudge and just make a mess of things. But the nice part about doing digital illustration is you can make all the mistakes in the world. You're not going to run out of digital ink. The process itself isn't necessarily pretty, but it does get the job done. I'm able to just get myself to a point where I'm happy with what we're going to work on. The next step is going to be sitting down and actually working out the final pencils and inking the project, which I can do a couple of different ways, but I'd like to hear what you would like to see, whether we should do it with another time-lapse video, or if you'd like me to do a live stream of the project, because I'd be happy to do it. It's a couple hours of quality time with your old friend Leigh. And thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. And like I said before at the beginning of the video, if you like what you're seeing and you like what we're doing, please give us a like and subscribe. That'll definitely help keep me going. There's nothing more motivating than seeing a little extra love. And if you have any ideas or suggestions about something you'd like to see in an upcoming video, just drop it in the comments below. I've already got a lot of plans for October of 2021. And of course, on our Patreon page, you can get involved in sneak peeks. Of course, we have some coloring pages of the artwork if you want to download that. And of course, you can vote on upcoming projects, which means my Patreon subscribers have decided so far for August, we're going to be seeing some kind of weird plant monster, which of course you'll be able to watch along with in August. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. This page has grown so much faster than I anticipated, but the best is yet to come. We'll see you soon.